we are going to be making a paged menu. Oh, hi there. I should have said hello everybody. Welcome to this video. If you haven't watched the last video about GUI using Foundation, please do so now because this video will basically build on top of that. If you have not installed Foundation, please watch the Foundation installation video. And if you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, welcome to my Minecraft plugin developer tutorial series. In this series, I'm teaching you how to make Minecraft plugins for bukkit, spigot, paperspigot, beer spigot, and all these weird forks, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. Now, this mini series inside this series actually deals with GUI menus using a special library, using a special framework, because bukkit doesn't really have good support for menus. If you do not want to use my framework, then get off this video and watch the GUI challenge video where I made an entire system without any other library. However, it takes a lot of time, so to make life a little bit easier for you, I'm using this library. And we're going to be creating a paged menu. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be for example, get mob egg menu, making a menu that takes in pages. And in the last video, I've shown you how the menu works. Now, there's a thing called menu paged in Foundation, which takes in a var arg, takes in two more methods, and takes in get mob menu, takes in a nice little constructor right here. And this one needs to take in basically whatever you want to list. So let's say that we want to list all entity types and we want to convert the entity types into spawn eggs, and then when I click a certain entity, we automatically want to give that egg to that player who opened and clicked the menu. Now, menu paged is good because what it does, if you have too much stuff that doesn't fit on the screen in that chest, it'll automatically make arrows to paginate these things. So you'll notice that later in the game, if there's too many things, you can just click the arrow to go to the next page, and everything is done for you automatically. So let's say we want to list entity types. Okay, we want to list entity types, and then here in the super constructor, what you have to put in is just a list of items. This is the easiest thing. You can even put the parent menu. I explained how that works in the last video, but let's just say I want to go with entity type and I want to put in all the values there, which is actually a bit weird. We can't really do that. We have to actually create a stream and we have to make a filter so that the entity type, we're going to be filtering and only putting spawnable and alive entities in that menu, and then we can just collect it, and then we have to type in collectors to list to make it work. And I don't know what this will do. All right, erase stream looks like it can work, and it's supported on Java 1.82. Awesome. Well, I learned something new today. And then what we have to do, we actually have to change these two methods. And now they basically implement the same parameter which you specified right here. So convert to item stack, very simple, how we should render the entity type that we iterate, that we display in the menu. So we should render it by creating a new item stack. Now, there's a lot of work involved to get that right, especially on different Minecraft versions. That's why Foundation comes to save you with the item creator class, and then you can just type in of egg, and there you have it. And now we'll just convert to the item stack, calling the make method, and there you have it. You now converted this into an item stack. Very, very simple. And you can still have, I don't know, custom lore right here to inventory, right? So you can still use all of the Foundation item creator customization features if you'd like. And then what happens if I click an item in the page? So I click, for example, this little entity type. Well, what we can do, we can just open up the player's inventory and we can add the item creator of egg, and then make. Or even if you're smart, what you can do, you can just type in of egg and then give to a player. And then we can even animate the title, egg received, for example. And just like that, let me just go into my command called GUI and type in new get mob egg menu dot display to, and then just the sender. Alright, now everything works, and if I go in the game, type in /GUI, we can see we have a beautiful menu. And you'll notice that the 1/2 are actually the pages, and you have the first page right here, and you have the page number 2, which you can access by clicking this. And now we've reached the last page. And what happens if I click any of these eggs, you can see it now appears in my inventory, just like that. And then I'm able to use it. Very, very simple. Now, what you can do, you can of course use all of the other menu features that I've taught you in the last video. So you can of course use the set title, and then you can even set the size of the menu, although it is more safe to set it right here if you want to only render the menu with 3 rows plus these 2, then you just type in 9 times 3. And people ask me, how can I customize these arrows right here? So if you want to do that, you can just head over to the main onEnable or onPluginStart method, type in menu paged, and then you'll be able to have these setters: set active page button, set inactive page button, so you can customize the material of these things right there. And now if I open up the menu, you can see get mob egg with the pages added, and then we can see we have more pages because obviously there's less space in that menu. In the next video, I'm going to teach you how to put custom items in the menu and how to make basically the menu let you drag items over, because as you can see, I can't really drag anything away from the menu. So I'll teach you how to put in items there and how to get items out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about Minecraft plugin developer stuff, then check out Project Orion. It is a full course including 6 weeks of video content, twice per week, live coaching calls with professional instructors, a private community, and a JetBrains licensing program to help you succeed as an independent developer. I'm going to be leaving a link to that course in the video description, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.